Hello, welcome to another episode of Play Cool Songs. Today we're going to check out After Midnight by Cale. I'm sure it's a tune many of you know, either from the original or the Clapton version. I just played it on Saturday at one of my gigs, and yeah, it's just a cool song, and the crowd always really loves it. And I remember it's a song I used to work with my students quite a lot. Because it was a good one to just practice, rhythm guitar and developing like your internal sense of time and that clock. So we'll just have a look at some exercise around that. But let's go through the song now just to work out the basic structure and yeah, just how you play through. When I sing, I do it in the key of A. That just suits my voice better, but I believe the original recording's in D. So we'll go with that for the sake of our video today. So in the verse, I've got a D, an F, and a G. The D chord is, I hear it as just like a power chord, like it's kind of neutral in tonality, neither major or minor. I think it sort of functions as a major chord, but we don't have the F sharp in there really to make it super happy major. So I kind of play the AC/DC version of it, which is just the D, G, and B string, leaving that top E string out, and then an F and a G, however you want to play it really. I don't think it matters too much, so I might play my F chord like there, play my G there. Maybe you want to power chord the whole thing. You could do it like that. You could play, your D there, and maybe you like your F and your G there. So, playing around with a 3-chord progression and just trying to find different areas of the fretboard to do that is a good activity on its own, just to start kind of mapping out, positions and sections of the fretboard using those chord shapes. So I'll play 1 bar of D, 2 beats of F, 2 beats of G, and then 2 bars of D, and that's kind of my cycle of the progression. Right, and that's where we would start again. So that's the verse. When we get to the chorus, or the B section, it starts really the same, except we would then move up to the A chord as well. So that would sound like right, so a bar of each there in that B section. Okay, D. Okay, so that'll get you through the song for the verses and the choruses there. I would probably play it in this position here if I was playing it in the original key. That's just kind of where I like to sit those songs, and really I'm just thinking about that chord shape there, moving up to that triad, my A-shaped D triad, and from there I get that classic kind of bluesy chord voicing. And then I can play within the major and minor bluesy stuff there. And that's what I do in the key of A. I'll just go there for an example. So that's kind of how I like to play that stuff. Just for me, it feels like it's got a good kind of swagger, and yeah, that's sort of the vocab that I like using. For this particular song, I think it's a really good way to develop that internal sense of tempo. And so what I would do with one of my students is just take the verse progression and the chorus progression, but in that verse progression where we have like our bar of D, 2 beats F, 2 beats of G, and then 2 bars of D at the end, that's a really good place to just start freestyling some licks, and that gives you a chance to work on your timing and just start that cultivation of your vocabulary. So I would say, like, let's have a look at a D minor kind of pentatonic blues scale. Okay, and just thinking about the D minor pentatonic and how we might just take some licks out of that, and it could be really simple, like, right? That kind of thing, or those kind of ideas, and I'll try and put that into the context of the song without skipping a beat in terms of the rhythm guitar. So I've set up a metronome here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it through this little iPhone mic, but I've set it just to 88 BPM. You could use a drum track or even just play over the original recording, Right, so you can play around with like 2-beat phrases, 4-beat phrases, 2-bar phrases, but just trying to land back onto that D chord when it comes back around at the top of the first bar. Right, so for me, doing that as an activity over a drum track or over the metronome just makes you feel more steady and stable, and I suppose attuned to that pulse or that tempo that's going underneath. So you're not always relying on a drummer or whatever. It gives you more of a sense of, am I rushing? Am I laying behind? What's my intention when it comes to the time feel of this song? And just makes you more confident, I think, when you're moving to a lead line or a fill, and just placing your licks and your solo lines and things in and around a chord progression, which for me, when I'm playing in a trio and in a stage setting, I just want to feel really comfortable and in autopilot with that kind of thing. Because it's just a better listening experience, and yeah, it just serves the music better for me. So yeah, hopefully that's something that you might consider when you're practicing. I think this is a really good song to work on that type of thing with. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you for the next one. Thank you. See ya.